What's up, kiddies? I'm Nizza.
I'm Scott McIntosh.
And this is Loud and Proud. All right. This is the interview I've been waiting for. It's awesome. It's one of my best friends, Anthony DiDomenico. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I don't even know why I'm doing this interview. I mean, I basically know everything about this guy, but the whole point of it is maybe you don't. So this is going to be very fun. All right. Ant, what sparked in your brain, like, for you to become a comedian?
I always wanted to do something to make people laugh. I grew up a big Howard Stern fan, and always wanted to do something like, he was very honest and open, and I wanted to do something like that. Living in Belmore, the brokerage is right there. I used to do open mic sign all the time, and never had the guts really to do it or sign up for it. I saw Funny People, actually, the movie Funny People, and just the way they went through, they showed Seth Rogen starting out, and I was like, I think I can write an act. So I toyed around with it for a little bit, and actually, what made me actually call and actually make the appointment for the open mic, I was with my ex at the time, and we had separated. I was trying to get her back, so I thought doing that would get her back, it's just like 80s movie type of thing, and that didn't work out. But I did the open mic for the first time, fell in love with comedy, and been doing it ever since.
It worked out, man.
Definitely. Oh, it definitely worked out for the better. Yeah.
It's a great show. Great show.
Yeah, it's always just being friends with him over the years, man. He always was the comic of the group, man. He'd always just be but it was a different kind of thing, man. It was like, I think I would feed more off of your comedy just the way you would, we'd feed off of each other. And then feed ourselves, and then feed off of each other and stuff like that. But all right, how do you handle hecklers? Because it seems that when you go to a club and you see people, they get drunk and they start saying stupid shit.
Assholes in the crowd.
Yeah, there's always gonna be the assholes. So.
There's two things you can do. You can ignore them and hope they stop. But the clubs that form out of the island, like Governor, they really don't tolerate hecklers. It's like if one person, you heckle too much, they'll actually throw you out. But everybody wants to be part of the show. They heckle here and there. You can engage them. It's two things. You can ignore them, or you could acknowledge that they're there and say something. I don't really come in contact with too many hecklers.
Yeah.
It's really you can ignore them, or you can engage, and that's all you really can do.
Would you say that it helps you set out, or is it
no? It doesn't. I'm in the middle of my act. Like if you're in the middle of a song and somebody comes on singing something different.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, it's like
I hate that shit.
In the middle of my act, and one time actually a heckler was like, I was helping you out. I'm like, no, you weren't. I was in the middle of my act, and I had to stop and start. Right. But sometimes it helps. Sometimes people just say things because they like. Well, I was doing a show last night, and I do a joke about the Lionel Richie hello thing. About seeing my penis for the first time. It's like the hello video, and I actually sing hello. I do the first couple of lines, and during my set, people going hello, hello. And so it was fun. So I would say a joke, that I would yell it back out to them again, and I don't know. It comes with it.
That's a creepy video, dude.
Yeah, that's
right?
And you know what? It's amazing how people actually still remember that video.
Oh, totally.
When I wrote the joke, I'm like, that's not going to go over at all. But actually, it's one of my better jokes.
I think everyone knows that video, dude. I mean, it was played so many times, and it's just so fucking spooky. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Yeah, of course, dude. I know exactly where you're going with that.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Now, you have kind of a mentor right now, and that's a guy that's been showing you the ropes and everything, which is kind of cool, dude. It's kind of like a Mickey and Rocky kind of relationship, I guess you'd call it. But
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I met the guy once before. He seemed like a very nice guy. Tell us a little bit about Joe Starr.
Joe Starr. I met him. I did an open mic at Brokerage, and he was there. I didn't know who he was at the time. And he was making fun. He was he bust balls. Everybody bust balls. That's one thing. A lot of the comics together, they bust balls. And I was actually nervous what he was going to say when I was up there. And I come back, and he actually said, he said, I liked your set, and he gave me some words of advice afterwards. And, he's been, helping me out and, helps me out with taglines and just, doing certain situations. And he's introduced me to a lot of different people who have helped me over this past year.
It's networking and stuff?
Yeah, and he's been around in the comedy scene over 20 years, knows a lot of different people, great stories. It's actually going to be, I'll give him a plug, The Adventures of Tintin, coming out December 23rd here in the United States. Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, They shot on the Avatar soundstage. It's a live action movie. He's got a good part. Actually, you go on YouTube and put the trailer in. His voice is at the beginning of it. It's exactly in the movie.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been a good ride. I mean, you know, a lot of different guys like Chris Monty, Chris Roach, Tim Crumpier, Keith Anthony. Those guys all helped me along the way also.
Very cool.
Didn't he do a show with us? Was he on one of those shows you've done with us?
No, he wasn't on those.
Who's the older gentleman that's on the shows?
Rob Cividanis.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
He's a funny guy. Yeah, he was actually at the brokerage last week.
Really? Yeah.
I like Rob, man. He's
Yeah.
fun. I think I would get along with Rob back in the day, man. Like, just his whole set, man.
You gotta get him in here and interview. I'll let him know about it. You gotta get him.
Yeah, well,
interview him
definitely,
on it.
man.
He's got some stories.
I would love to interview him, man. This is good because like we said, Loud and Proud. It just doesn't
It's just not music.
stick. Yeah, it's everything. We're just trying to make this like just a variety kind of.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of something for everybody. Somewhere down the road we'll get into music, tech stuff, like we said last time. Now comedy and horror and a little bit of everything. So we're not just appealing to one person.
It's like a suburban subculture mixed bag of nuts. Something like
Say that 3 times real quick.
I can't. I forgot what the fuck I just said.
But getting back to the comedy, you do quite a few nights a week, don't you?
Yeah, that's the thing is,
A month's time.
you want to try to get up almost every night if you can.
Oh, shit.
Regardless of, it's not even like just a show like an open mic. There's open mics around. You have to do something with it every day. If you're not writing, you should be up. This guy told me one time, your first 1,000 sets don't matter. It's just, comedy's one thing it takes about 10 years to get good at it.
Well,
They're really good
just
at
keep
it.
on doing it, man. That's the whole thing. But I just gotta say, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything because, like I said, he is a friend of mine. But the first time I saw him, man, he's just a natural up there, man. He just takes takes control,
I can't even look at that
control of the situation when he's up there.
I watched that set now. I want to vomit.
No, it was still sick, man. I was in the crowd and I did notice that he was nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
But he definitely pulled it off, and I give him so much props for it because performing music and doing comedy are just totally 2 different beasts. I mean, you're up on stage, but just to
3 other guys,
yeah,
and
man.
then you're up there on stage by yourself,
right,
and it's all in your hands.
sure. So, what would you say your ultimate goal right now with comedy is?
I have a lot of different. Ultimate goal, I would just like to do this for a living. Okay, that's it. That's my job. I'm a comedian. That's it. I don't even care about fame or anything like that. Just to be a professional, full-time comedian. That's all I really want to do with it. Of course, there's other things that you can get into acting and stuff like that. But I just set little short-term goals for myself. This year, I set like 3 goals for myself, and I've actually accomplished 2 of them. So
There you go.
I have 1 more goal. Then next year I'll set a couple more goals and just build towards it. But just
That's how you gotta do it, dude.
to be a professional comedian, this is my living. That's what I want to go towards.
Now, growing up, and you see like all the HBO specials and just like all the comics doing their thing, what would you say? I guess if you want to pick one, or if you could pick a couple of them, which ones would you say totally inspired you to do this?
Anything by Carlin, of course. He's the master. But the other ones were Eddie Murphy and Bob Nelson. Bob Nelson was one of my favorite comedians growing up.
Right.
Just the different characters he did. Yeah, those guys definitely. And then like when I got older, not so much the specials, but like following the guys on the Stern Show, like Jim Florentine and Craig Gass and Don Jameson and those guys. But when I was a kid, it was definitely Eddie Murphy and Bob Nelson.
That Eddie Murphy thing is still funny up until this day.
Still listen to the album today, and it's still relevant and funny.
I can't believe it. I really wish that he could come out and do it because Eddie Murphy now, back from when he was, it's just totally 2 different things. But Eddie Murphy Delirious and Eddie Murphy Raw are just totally 2 awesome concert movies. And another one for me too would be Dice.
Yeah, early Dice, yes.
The early
Absolutely.
Dice stuff, yeah.
When he
Dice Rules.
When he does the Boy Scouts, the marshmallow thing, that's the best.
No, I don't want no fucking marshmallows.
I'm probably going to date myself, but I really like Red Fox as a comedian.
My grandfather was a big Red Fox man. My father said like he had the albums.
Exactly. I seen Red in Las Vegas years ago, and it was phenomenal. The guy was hilarious, man. Him and Rodney Dangerfield.
They're great one-liners.
Oh
yeah, man. Rodney, I saw in Vegas, and it was just an hour of one-liners, man.
You got to see Rodney?
Yeah.
Wow.
With,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was, what was it, Vegas, probably like about 10 years ago or so.
Yeah. Right before he died then almost, right?
Yeah, right before he died, man.
Wow, he's still doing Vegas then.
Yeah, it was so funny, man. He, I remember he comes out and he goes into a taxi cab and he tells the guy, hey, take me to where the action is, and he rolled up to his house, you know. And then he had to wait in line to get into this house, and the guy goes, hey, don't cut in line, man. And he's like, I live here. He goes, I don't care. But, Rodney was just amazing, dude. Like, you know, his comedy thing, but also the movies, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I remember countless times just getting baked with this guy right here and just laughing at Easy Money.
Absolutely. We used to watch the same freaking movies over and over again, either in your basement, in Ross's house, or my house. Yeah. It was definitely a lot of good times.
Oh, the Summer of Chasing Amy. We went
Summer
to
of
see
Chasing
that
Amy, saw it a bunch of times.
8.5 times.
That was a fun summer.
That was the medical weed.
That was the medical weed. Yeah. We used to go places like we used to go smoke at night and go get something to eat. And he never had money. Never had fucking money for anything. And one night we were in the car, and he always ordered the most amount of stuff. Like because he's got the munchies. And he's like, and we're all throwing in, and he puts like $1, and he's like, but I have the change. It was like $8.12, but I have the 12 cents. I'm like, well, we do too. We have the money. We actually have money. And like, you know what's funny? Joe DeVito told me a story about like how he wouldn't give you your food.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I ordered it. And he's like, well, you didn't pay for it. And he's like, but I ordered it.
He eventually gave it to me, but
he had the greatest logic of like why he didn't have to pay or anything. Like, I have the change.
I wasn't even really. This was like our KFC time, but like I wasn't even really into the KFC per se. I liked the corn. So like whoever would order like the sides, I'd say order corn. I ordered the sickest like mac and cheese or like beans or whatever the hell anybody wanted.
He would trade for like the corn.
Yeah, and he'd like six things of corn. Stole that, man.
That was fun driving around in Hen's van. That was good times.
Unreal. What would you say now in this time that you performed? What was your weirdest gig, like your situation that you've done?
A weirdest one? My most uncomfortable one. I did New York, Times Square Comedy Club. It was supposed to be a showcase. The guy told me it was going to be packed and a lot of people. And I walk out and it's like my dad, my cousins, some other guys sitting there, and then 3 other people sitting there. And they argued about the drink prices the whole time I set.
Yeah, great.
So it was like I was performing in my living room to my family. It was really uncomfortable. Like, you know, but I did the set. That was probably the worst time I had on stage.
I could say that, man, too. That playing in front of like 5 people is very tough, dude. Like, or you know, you can play in front of 100 fucking people, and it's just like
it's no big deal.
No problems.
The small crowds that get you nervous.
10 eyes instead of 50 eyes, I guess, are worse.
Yeah, it's better when there's a bigger crowd.
Sure. Let's see.
You got anything coming up?
Yeah.
Soon?
Yeah, actually, I'm doing a fundraiser. I'm on the path for about 3 years from cancer, and I'm doing a fundraiser at Brokerage and Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Her name. It's gonna be July 7th, 8 o'clock at Governor's. Great lineup. Joe Starr is gonna be there. Chris Monty, Chris Roach, Lori Palmentary, John Ziegler, myself, and you can look me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/ADDomenico. And you can contact with me for tickets. They're $20 donation, and all the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society.
That's cool that you're doing it for your mom.
And also on my Facebook, there's my list of my dates, upcoming dates and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a lot of fun that night.
Awesome.
Really cool.
We're gonna. I don't even want to end this, but we're gonna get to the point of our word association, how we wrap up these loud and prouds, and made a special little list for Anthony. So you know the rules, brother. Fire away when you're ready.
Okay.
Goodfellas or The Godfather?
Godfather.
SNL, 70s or 90s?
90s.
Rollatini or Parmesan?
Parmesan.
Carvel or Baskin Robbins?
Carvel.
Yankee Stadium, old or new?
Old.
Outback or Boulder Creek?
Outback.
Fuck or shit?
Fuck.
And Sherman Hemsley or Bill Cosby?
Wow. I'm gonna go Bill Cosby.
All right. Well, that's another great episode of Loud and Proud, and thanks for coming down.
Yeah, but first we have the
douchebag of the week.
That's right, and today's douchebag is.
Who is the douchebag of the week? There's so many douchebags to pick from, but Ann had a good point. He doesn't want to.
I want to offend another comedian.
He doesn't want to offend another comedian, but you know what, dude? I'm a musician, so I don't give a fuck. So it's not that I'm going to cross over trades, but Tracy Morgan is the douchebag of the week. I love the guy, but not when you attack gays. You know, whatever, he was going on some like gay, anti-Semitic fucking bullshit tirade. So, you asshole, don't do that. Stick to your fucking funny stuff and don't pick on the guys that love the cock. So,
That's right.
Loud and Proud.
See you next time.
Thank you.